New competitive bids, latest programs, and automated allocation of budget places between universities. These are peculiarities of the 2017 admissions process.
І університети буяють.
We have so many universities that are flourishing with the latest educational programs for all those who are capable.
Програмами.
Успішність цієї кампанії можна бачити в тому,
The success of this program is that we're moving gradually but efficiently to a new system of admission of students. What's important is that universities are developing according to new lists of specialization.
І що важливо для університетів, за новим переліком спеціальностей.
This year, the admission program continued those educational reforms that were introduced in 2015 after the adoption of the law of Ukraine on higher education, when the address of the state order was introduced and the places were secured by the best students. Such a principle of distribution abroad is often referred to as a voucher system, experts say. Such a practice continues this year. In addition, some changes were introduced in order to improve the educational system, taking into account the peculiarities of our educational context. Education proposals submitted last year also require revision of those educational programs that are devised for applicants. They should be modern, interesting, and relevant both in the field of labor and scientific technologies. This encourages universities to develop, says Usatenko.
На прикладі нашого університету із досвіду співпраці і спілкування.
Together with cooperation with other universities, the master's programs have become much more familiarized with the possibilities of double diploma and foreign language educational programs.
Мовними освітніми програмами.
In addition, new coefficients were introduced this year, sectoral by the level of specialization, rural and regional by place of residence. Additional preferences were aimed to support competitive recruitment on priority specializations and be interesting for rural youth. This is a feature of the university admission process of 2017, which allowed this category of students to receive certain priorities, additional points. Innovations will be relevant to the time until the state develops opportunity schools and ensures the proper quality of education in the rural areas.
Сьогодні планується запровадження з 18 року старшої.
Today it is planned to introduce a senior profile school in 2018. Implementation of these two projects will increase the level of rural schools and their graduates to the average level in the country. In Soviet times, there was a single-source entrance exam for applicants. Today, Ukrainian legislation requires university admission only on a competitive basis. Therefore, in 2015, the single-source entrance exams were cancelled by a separate law of the Ukrainian parliament. So there should be no compulsory distribution in essence, nor working off points after graduation, says Sharov. The rural coefficient only compensates those points that young people may not have received when taking the entrance exams. The rural schools do not always provide the proper quality of education. In 2018, applicants can expect more innovations in the educational systems. Applicants who will enter pedagogical and medical departments will be able to conclude a special agreement that will allow certain privileges at exams, which they will work on after finishing their educational courses. According to educational analyst Yegor Stadny, it is necessary to change the Soviet method of allocation of funds for higher educational institutions in order to succeed in the reform of the education system on the whole.
До прикладу, університети, які випускають
Universities that have graduates with better point positions receive more funding from the state budget. Speaking about difficulties of the admission campaign, many complaints were connected with technical support, the Ministry of Education and Science of Ukraine says. After all, previous software belonged to a private company and its further use in specialized institutions was considered inappropriate.
Міністерство освіти і науки провело відкриті тендерні торги, було визначено розробника.
The Ministry of Education and Science held open tenders and a qualified developer was appointed. Unfortunately, there was not enough time for conducting industrial research exploitation. Another educational innovation will be introduced next year. It is planned to introduce a single professional test for admissions to the magistracy, meaning test of a foreign language. Thus, the main benefits of the 2017 admission campaign were the new rates for entrance, bids, retaining quotas for graduates and transparent allocation of budget places. The 2017 admissions process lasted from June 29 to July 26. 511,146 entrants submitted applications to higher educational institutions with all educational qualification levels.